And something I'm going to release at the same time as this video. This is the complete edited video of what I'm going to release. I'm going to release the entire raw footage of all of my fights, and you guys can listen to the comms. You can see how many times it took me to warp in and out of some fights, and some people might be interested in that, so be sure to click on the link in the description or just go to my channel and look for the same name but unedited in the title. But yeah. Hey guys, BAKD here. Today we are taking out the Stratios, the Sisters of Eve Stratios. I built this thing as a heavy tackle ship, and I'll kind of explain to you what that means. We are going to be going over a fitting guide and how I built her for fleet PvP and tackle. And after that, I'm going to show you some absolute whale tackles and whale kills and a little skit of PvP and stuff. Thank you to the fine gentleman, or a shout out to this fine gentleman on the screen. He built me my Stratios and gave me an awesome deal on it. So thank you, my fine sir. Now, my Stratios is a heavy tackle ship, and I'll go ahead and explain why. Now, pulling up the Stratios card here, you can fit a covert op cloaking device on this ship. It has 100% cloaking lock delay removal, so the second you take off your cloak, you can lock somebody. Your cloaking device reactivation delay is reduced in half, which isn't too big of a deal. You're not really trying to come in and out of stealth. Per space exploration level, which I would recommend this being max, so you do not need any scan rigs on here, but that gives you a negative 7.5% per level and a 5% scan resolution, which is absolutely huge while coming out of a stealth and trying to lock onto somebody quick. 100% if you're flying the Stratios, you need 5.5, like 3 space exploration to make this thing viable. Going into the advanced cruiser command, on top of all the bonuses the cruiser command gives, this is the main stat you need maxed. I would recommend 554, 553 on this because you get inertia, velocity, and all that. But per level, you will get 25% drone DPS, which is pretty darn good. 4% armor resistance per level, and a drone command range, which is pretty good. We'll see how far the drones go in just a second, but the armor resistance is pretty big for making this ship the heaviest tackle ship known to man. Now going over its defense and its flight velocity, power grid, and such. Defense is pretty darn good. It's much better than the Arbitrator in my opinion, like the RB2 and 3. The flight velocity is absolutely garbage. This ship is very heavy and is very slow. Even if you deck it out with the best micro warp drive, velocity rigs, inertia rigs, this thing cannot speed tank for anything, so I wouldn't count on that too much. Unless you're doing some extreme, like far out kiting, you have a tackle ship and you have your drones coming in at like 40 kilometers. It is a pretty good way to speed tank at a distance, but just to make this clear, this ship is extremely slow. The power grid is absolutely huge on this thing, 820. I think that's more than the Arbitrator 3. I'd have to verify that. And the capacitor is much larger too, so you can rep yourself for a lot longer, and you can supply like a large newt. You have lots of different options for this ship. Now, my build is strictly for being right on top of people and tackling in a fleet. I'm going to take this out in another video and try to solo PvP with it, but instead of doing short-range torpedoes, I did medium rapids. I feel like these ones are the best for hitting all types of ships. I avoided the torpedoes because if somebody has an afterburner, I'd pretty much be doing no damage because I have no webs unless your fleet has webs. Hence, this is the best damage application for all scenarios in my opinion. You need the best Explorer and Air Resident Scanner. If you see here, with no scan rigs, you have a minimum scan radius of 78.49, and I'm 553 or 554. So 100% stick an Explorer. You can go one up from there and still scan most ships without them detecting. Now, the big thing about this ship is you can get 3 scrams on this baby in the mid slots, totaling 12 points of warp jamming strength. In most scenarios, this will tackle any whale out there with a ton of stabs. They feel pretty comfortable having over 9 stabs, in my opinion. They just sit in their anomalies, ratting, thinking they're safe, warping away right away. But I am going to lock them down and hopefully keep them locked down for as long as possible. Now, in this video, I had a medium afterburner, which brings your speed up to about 700 or 800, which isn't that much at all. I didn't feel like this thing was speed tanking at all, so in my solo PvP video, I'm taking that off and I'm going to stick a Hansen 800mm steel plate for 2600 additional armor. I'm going to try to out tank my targets, to say the least, but in this video I do have a medium afterburner on. You want the best covert ops Mark 9 cloak you can get for the best reduction of scan resolution, or whatever you want to call that. A negative modifier has a little bit better, yep, whatever. On to the next one. I did a C-type adaptive armor hardener. This makes me a lot more tanky, gives me more resistances, and I have a large armor repairer for 1500 per tick, so that will hopefully keep me live long enough. Now, if you are speed tanking, we have lots of different options here. So you have drone damage, which is a very viable option, especially when you're solo. While you're doing fleet PvP, you definitely want more armor for the less chance of dying, and having just a little bit extra armor to go in and potentially warp away. Flight velocity is good as well, doing solo PvP on this ship. I'm going to go with the armor, of course, because I want to be as tanky as possible. I did all 3 resistances here to have the most resistances possible. If you are doing a different type of scenario like solo PvP, you can potentially change one of these for DPS. In my opinion, you don't need all the tank, but we'll see how the solo PvP goes. Now everybody's going to give me crap for this, but I stuck 3 Warp Core Optimizer 3s on my ship because I have a backup tackle. I'm going to be tackling the biggest whales I can, locking them down, and then warping away once my interceptor has 12 points of scram on him as well. Hopefully I can just stay in the fight as long as possible, but this is my way out. I'm not losing a 5 billion-ish ship because I'm going to be within 13 kilometers, within battleships, scram range, within everything's web range, and it's going to be absolutely scary. So, hence the Warp Core Optimizers. This is very strategic. It's not a pussy way out. It is a way for me to tackle somebody effectively with a +1. In most cases, a interceptor will warp in, and a Dominix is over 100 kilometers away, and he just warps off. So, if I get on top of him and nearly die, that interceptor will then be on top of him as well and back up my tackle. So that is my build so far. Let's go ahead and just undock really quick and see all our hot stats.
Undocking.
Now let's pop this and this. Let's go ahead and open up our fittings again. So we are sitting at 51k EHP, which is pretty good. Resistances are 69, 78, 78, and 72. Potentially swapping the thermal or kinetic for another explosive might make this more tanky, depending on what you're doing. Speed wise, let's see how fast we're going. 748 meters a second with an afterburner. And once you get webbed, you pretty much lose all of that speed tank ability. And I didn't see any effect in this video with the afterburner, but that is a potential to run solo with an afterburner and go from there. Let's go ahead and redock. Skills for this ship, I would 100% recommend 553 at minimum in all stats related towards cruisers and drones and even targeting. I'm 554 in mostly everything. If we look on weapon systems, my missiles are 553 pretty much, and our drones are 554, 554, and the important one down here is expert drone, which I will have 555 eventually, but make sure you do not fly this ship with low skills because you will get popped very easily. It's not the best ship in the world, but how I'm using it is going to tackle absolute whales. So I think that's all I have to go over with this ship. Let me know what you guys think about the build in the comments. I always like hearing your guys' opinion, and I always like hearing you guys rag about my Warp Core Optimizer 3s. It's kind of funny that I fit those on there, but anyways, that's that. Let's get right into the whale hunting. Alright, get in here, boys. He's got double. Woo! Man, he shot me hard. Get in here quick, boys. Got him tackled. I got a warp. Oh no, he's gonna one bang me. Oh jeez, he almost killed me. Oh my gosh. Holy shit. I'm down to hole. That was scary. I shouldn't have taken my drones off him. Holy moly. Alright, that kill mail better be worth it. Let's see it. Ooh, 432 mil tornado. Yikes.
I'll fucking contract all the loot to you and you can deal with it.
Well guys, that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed my Omega whale hunting. Those whales thought they were safe with all their points of stabs, and then here I come along with 12 jamming strength. Definitely let me know in the comments what you think about this ship and if I should build it any differently. But yeah, I will see you on the next one. Peace.